How does language shape our perceptions of conflict? And more specifically, how does inflammatory language affect the Israeli-Palestinian conflict? Today, we delve into a matter that has been brewing for years and recently has taken a turn for the worse. Let's rewind to the early 2000s, when Israeli politicians and military leaders began employing inflammatory language when referring to Palestinians in Gaza. This was well before Hamas launched its military offensive. The Israeli Defense Minister, Yoav Gallant, referred to members of Hamas as human animals, a sentiment echoed by senior military leaders. Such language is not just a casual choice of words, but a deliberate act of dehumanization. And this trend of dehumanization continued, seeping into the rhetoric of the National Security Minister and the far-right Finance Minister. Fast forward to recent years. The language hasn't changed much. In fact, it's gotten worse. The National Security Minister publicly supported an ultra-nationalist Israeli accused of attacking Palestinians in the occupied West Bank, calling him a hero. Meanwhile, the Finance Minister openly stated that the Palestinian town of Hora should be erased. The dehumanizing language used by these high-ranking officials is not a new phenomenon. It's a continuation of a discourse that began many years ago. The first leader of the Lloyd, for instance, referred to Arafat as an animal walking on two legs, a language previously used to describe Adolf Hitler. This discourse of dehumanization paves the way for violence and even crimes against humanity. It's a slippery slope, and it's not just affecting the Palestinians. Even those within Israel who dare to criticize the government's conduct have been labeled traitors. So, what happens when language becomes a weapon in conflict? It normalizes violence, fuels anger, and exacerbates the situation. It's a dangerous game to play, and the consequences are all too real. As we close, ponder this. How can we break this cycle of dehumanization and violence? Can we challenge the narrative and foster understanding instead of division? The time to act is now. Encourage dialogue, promote empathy, and challenge hate speech wherever it appears. It's time to change the conversation.